All right, we're here with Basketball Hall of Famer Bob Hurley Sr., also the father of URI's new head coach, Dan Hurley. Coach, before we get into basketball, just as a dad, this has to be a very proud day for you.
Very proud. You know, this is, I guess, the family business deal. You know, you don't think this is the way it's going to turn out, but as Danny mentioned, you know, you're in the house and for 37 years you hear these conversations about basketball going on around you, and I guess something does stick on the wall.
What were your first reactions to Dan when he approached you about this? Because he had a very good situation at Wagner. What was the advice you gave him? And was the fatherly advice different than the coaching advice?
Well, you know, then you're talking to someone who has never been able to pull a trigger to make the move. So I don't know that really that either Bobby or Danny listened to me much in this process. But I did share with them the fact that I felt that, you know, I love the Atlantic 10. I think it's a great league. I think that what they had done at Wagner was much harder than what they would have to do here. There's been success here. Wagner was pretty much a dormant program when they took over. So, you know, in this sport, you can get things started relatively quick. A couple of good players in a recruiting class and improving the guys that you have, and you can get something going. So I was very positive that this could happen. And I think the biggest thing was them deciding would the both of them get their families and bring both families up here. When they made the family decisions, I think the basketball decision was easy.
And Danny said the same thing to us earlier, that the basketball decision was a no-brainer. But in your heart of hearts, what are the qualities that Dan brings to the University of Rhode Island?
Well, you know, in watching the couple of years he was at Wagner and certainly seeing what he's done had done at St. Benedict's, he has college experience. He played college basketball at the Big East level. I think he understands, you know, what should be going on in the life of a college player. So I think the kids that are here are going to really be challenged. But there's nothing wrong with being challenged when you're attempting to win games and you start winning games. Because the culture that he kept mentioning changed very rapidly at Wagner when the hard work was transferred into winning.
What about your other son, Bobby, joining him now? It's like a Hurley team up here, taking Rhode Island by storm, but makes the story even that much, you know, that better.
Well, when you're going into a situation, right, and you know you're going into something that you're not sure about how it's going to go initially, I think you need trust around you. And, you know, this guy, they shared the same room for, for a very long time. They keep talking about how small this room was, but they were basketball friends and very close brothers. And I think the things that Bobby can do with the guards here, he can help them in recruiting. And I think his scouting, you know, learning from, you know, Mike Krzyzewski and playing professionally, there's some things that he really brings to the program. And the trust factor, they can talk to each other. You know, like if there's something that needs to be said, brothers can talk. Maybe it isn't always beautiful, but they can talk.
Well, congrats to Dan and Bobby. Congrats to you and Chris as well. Bob Hurley Sr., very proud father today and a very happy Hurley family. Dan Hurley, the new head coach for URI basketball. Thanks for joining us here on Cox Sports, folks. We'll see you soon.